damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me.
Hey.
People like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world. With
What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus.
And it's your boy, Don Wannabe, back in the house once again.
Oh, yeah, and we're back, man, with, so Dax did his Richmond, North of Richmond remix. Now, I've been trying to cover a few of these because I actually enjoy them. I did a reaction to Chris Webby that you weren't a part of. He did one. And then
You
also
left me out.
High Res did one, too. And so this is cool, man. I've been trying to support these. So I figured Dax is the homie, and he's super dope. So let's just get into it.
Is he Canadian? Because I saw a Canadian flag.
He's
there.
an American citizen now officially, but
Ooh.
he's from Canada, which is crazy because this is
Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. All these invaders.
So is Tom. Tom McDonald's a Canadian.
See
as well.
what I'm saying?
But
We
he's
need to
an
build
American
that wall.
citizen now.
All this right-wing bigotry that is, creeping in from the northern border.
You know. What can you say? Eh? How do they say it? Eh? Canadians.
Boot. Hey, what's your boot?
All right, you guys. Before we get started, don't forget to like, share, and comment on all of the content. But if you really rock with the vibe, subscribe. You know what it is.
40-year-old boys are back in town. 40. Boys are back in town. 40-year-old boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. Malt liquor for your ears.
40.
All right, you guys, let me get this logo down, pull the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel. We have a bunch of freestyles off the top of the brain. I'm a hip-hop artist, so we have music videos, interviews. We got a really good interview with Ren on the channel, Tech9, stuff like that. So check the channel out for that. And, I have a remix to Richmond, North of Richmond, that just surpassed 100,000 views. I'd love if you guys checked it out, too.
Yeah, get it to 101,000 views.
Hey, man, get it to 200.
101 Dalmatians.
I'm the small fish in the big pond, I guess you would say. I don't know. Anyways, let's get this. So this is Dax did his remix of Richmond, North of Richmond. So let's dive into
Dax Shepard?
this.
That's
No.
the only Dax I know.
I bet that is. This is Dax. Let's go. Don't mind the scar on my face either, y'all.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me. People like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. The Richmond, North of Richmond, Lord knows it all. Just wanna have total control.
This world has changed and I had to accept it. They ask my political views while I search for their hidden agendas. I don't got an answer, I try to remember the devil divides. Pressure appears from our peers. Those arguments waste our time while helping to push their lies, so fuck political views. I got common sense. I know God made man, and the sun sets on a life where we focus on things that we cannot control and accumulate so much regret. By the time we decide to live, we're practically already dead. So I go to sleep with the thoughts of 45 years living in debt. 45 years can't pay rent. 45 years just for a pension. I'm too old to enjoy and go spend. 45 years working and slaving for rich men with no time for my family and friends. Then I wake up and pray that it ends.
Living in the new world with an whole.
Damn.
Is he 45?
What do you mean?
He said 45 years.
Yeah, so 45 plus, your years, and he's just giving a demographic of the average person, right? Going to college, going to high school, you're about 20, so you're about 60 when you retire.
5 when you retire.
Yeah.
I was just checking because I was like, you don't look no 45.
No, I think he was just saying the story.
Yeah,
of the
your
comedy
retirement
blue collar.
age is like 65.
Yeah.
So 45 years of working.
Yep.
Sounds like somebody needs to start a business, you know what I mean? Get out under the thumb of the man,
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Exactly. But I noticed that his cowboy boots didn't have any straps, so it's a little difficult to pull up.
Yeah, what I like about this, all jokes aside, is that he came at this way different than I've seen anyone come at it so far, because he's just like, F political views, I have common sense. And that speaks volumes to me, because when you start playing with the culture war, there's a lot of common sense topics that you could just answer immediately when you're battling the left or right, and they both fall short. You know, like they're both, it's politics, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought that what he was saying there was just so dope, because he kept it neutral, but he kept it real in a sense. And I don't know, man, that's just where I've been at with politics lately, because you know, one side will speak to you and you're like, oh, this is dope. And then they'll boo-boo on you because, you know, they really don't have the people, the common person in mind when these policies and stuff are being ran through. And I
mean, I didn't even take it as political. To me, he was just talking about, you know, working your life away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of just to survive. And I did get a little triggered, because there's a part of me that's like, you know, there's a lot of people that complain about the way that the system works or the way that the world is, like, you know, so I was a little bit triggered by that, because when I heard him saying like working for somebody else for 45 years, and it's like, yeah, that's what you're going to get when you work for somebody else.
Yep.
Like, you can't expect them to just hand you, you know, wealth or the, you know, American dream. You have to grab the American dream for yourself. You have to take risks, right? So that's what I heard in that verse to a degree. You know, there's a part of me, like I said, I got a little triggered, because I feel like there's a lot of people who complain because they feel like, oh, you know, this other person, he said specifically, because I'm working for a rich man, right? But how did that rich man get rich? He got rich because he took a risk. Like, you started your own business.
Yeah.
This year, you've had some struggles with your business, right?
Yeah.
Which most people wouldn't be able to deal with.
Yeah.
And the whole, your career, right? How many years were you like this before you started making that climb? How many years were you this close to starvation, where like one little tragedy or one, you know, upset in your life could have just like thrown the whole thing off?
Right. Well, so I see what you're saying, but I didn't feel like he was saying that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you just like what came into my mind, right?
Yeah.
But then on the other side of that, there's something else that I heard, right? And it's the fact that the American dream is that we have an environment where you can go out and create your own business, where you can create success, where you can, just like Oliver Anthony came from nothing, right? And blew up through hard work and through dedication, through committing himself to something, committing himself to God, right? And he threw himself into it, and now he has this massive success.
Right.
And what's happening right now, this is the other side of it, because I don't want to sound like I'm just hating, right? The other side of it, and I'll wrap this thought up, is that I feel like that's being taken away. And that's what we're dealing with right now. It feels like that American dream is slipping from everyone's grasp, because, you know, inflation is so high. They're sending all this money to Ukraine. They've got college tuitions are ridiculous. You know, buying a house now is almost impossible. So what used to be the American dream, which was you could work hard and get yourself a nice little slice of the pie, a nice little slice of heaven, it feels like the people at top, the rich men, are creating a game where only those with vast amounts of wealth can win. And now the little man and the middle class is getting strangled out. So that was the other side of that verse. Like, I know that's kind of weird maybe, but I was hearing those two things. Like, there's this one side of like having to work for it to make that dream possible, and the other side where it feels like it's being taken away because it's being strangled.
Yeah, that's all I heard from this, because for me, what I think his angle was when he's saying 45 years and all this stuff, you know, working for the rich man, it's just the new. So when they say rich men north of Richmond, we both know they're talking about the politicians in Washington, D.C., and when we talk about these people, it's the policies, the corporations that are creating these systems. And ultimately, the American dream used to just be work hard, 40 years, 45 years, you know, whatever.
Retire.
And you have a home, you have some land, you know, you can leave some generational wealth with that home to your family. And that's just not possible anymore. So that's how I took it, because Just knowing Dax's line of work, I don't think he's over here like, oh, these, you know, these business owners are holding me down. You know what I'm saying? So I think the overall thing also.
No, I get that. I didn't think that he was saying that either. It's just that's like my own personal filter.
Yeah.
That like I personally get triggered because it's just like a philosophy of my own life that like I don't expect anybody to give me anything. I feel like I have to go take it and earn it.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of people out there who, and I know that's not what he meant in that verse. Yeah. It's just what came up for me.
Yeah. When
is that there's a big group of people right now that feel like they deserve something and are owed something and something should be given to them.
Yeah, without working.
Exactly. For it. Without taking the risk.
Yeah. Got you. All right, you guys, we're reacting to Dax, Richmond, North of Richmond remix. Let us know what you're thinking. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's go.
So, the Richmond, North of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control.
Descendants of Adam and Eve, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. They're taking God out the schools. Our kids don't know what to believe. From 6 to 18, the curriculum fails and Gen Z gets taught by their phones with forced feeds that get sponsored and paid by companies. That's how they attack us, it starts with the youth. If you lie enough, you'll convince anybody the lie's the truth. So telling these kids they can choose their own gender at ages they can't even tie their own shoes. Drive or drink is crazy. Common sense isn't common unless it pays me. That's the thought process daily. Look at the content we're creating, lies diluting our brains. I'm done trying to argue online with these people who think that a vote's gonna bring about change. How many presidents does it take to have a life worth living? An actual comfortable wage. No more school shootings. Let's unite these states.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control.
So there you have it.
I don't even know what I can say. I'm just thinking about a line Kanye said about certain things being a choice.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like the choice is being made right now. Like we're choosing that. People got really mad at him for making that statement, but I kind of feel like I understood what he was saying in it because I feel like right now people are choosing.
We have it. Yes, I know exactly the statement.
I'm leaving the blank. About. I'm leaving a blank statement. You could look out, but blank is a choice. People got really mad about it, but I feel like that's the choice that we're making right now.
Blank is a choice, and see what pops up.
I feel like we're making that choice right now, though, because like he's got the Canadian flag. The last Oliver Anthony video, I kind of teared up because I had seen this video of this woman in Canada talking about how she doesn't understand, you know, how people can make it. And I've seen multiple videos specifically from people in Canada talking about that same thing. Women crying that they can't get by, that they're working, they have no money, inflation is so high. This woman was crying because she paid $15 for a bag of grapes. Right?
I already know.
But then I look at it and I'm like, look who you keep voting for. Right? Oh, the government's going to take care of us. We're just going to vote for these people. He said that, and I do believe this to a degree, that people acting like voting is going to make a difference. Yeah. But people are specifically voting for people that are putting these severe lockdowns.
Are they? Are they?
I'm talking about in Canada.
Are they though, Don? Are they?
Canada specifically,
America,
bro.
81 million. Yo, son.
Yeah.
We can't talk about that on YouTube.
We can't.
I'm not saying yay or nay. I'm just saying, are they, Don? I'm asking you a question. Are they? Is that what they really?
Look, my son came to me because
when you locked down my bank account. Am I? Okay, keep going. Your son. Your son
we talked
this,
about
your
this.
son that.
Don't make me son you. Son.
Man, you about to get the sun, moon, and stars.
You're about to see them stars when I backhand you. Right. Nah, man, my son... My son came home upset one day because he was forced to go to a drag show. He felt very uncomfortable by it. We've never had any bigotry in our house. I've told the story before. You know, his mom's on the rainbow spectrum. Let's just say that. You know, Father's Day a couple of years back, I went to a drag show. Like I've never had any issue. Been to Pride, never had any issue. So it's not something that's in our household where we're pushing something. But as a autonomous human being, he told me after school I felt uncomfortable. It was strange. This is what he told me. It felt weird. There was grown men, like, you know, dancing and doing all this stuff. And he...
Do we need to take this conversation to Rumble?
You tell me. How deep do you want to go on it? Because I can just gloss over it.
I got some stories about, because, you know, we got a homeschool now because in kindergarten, teachers are asking, what are your... I'm like, what? So...
You make the call.
You're
the producer.
We're gonna
because I got some stories too, and I'm definitely keeping it chill right now, and I'm just trying to be calm.
All right, we're gonna go off on Rumble, you guys,
because of the YouTube algorithm. I don't want to do anything that's gonna ruin all the hard work that we've put in. Can't speak freely on this.
Come on over to Rumble and we'll chat about it. It'll be under the Dax Richmond, North of Richmond remix reaction. Come on over to Rumble.
Rumble. Let's get ready to rumble.
Shout out to Dax getting the conversation going. Yeah. Yo, this song is tight though. This is a dope track.
I don't want to take anything away from it because I feel like I have kind of gone off on a tangent.
You have.
And I have not given the man his credit because it's a dope remix. I like the first verse because I think he's just talking about the struggle of being a person trying to survive. And then in the second verse, he's, you know, speaking to the reality of what the situation is. I don't feel like our vote makes a difference.
Yeah.
It's two sides of the same coin. You know, it doesn't matter. It's the uniparty system. Doesn't matter who you vote for. You're still getting bent over.
Don's mad, you guys. Don's ready to go on a rant. Or you guys ready to go to Rumble and go on a tirade?
Rant.
All right, you guys, like, share, and comment on this joint. Come catch us on Rumble for the unfiltered conversation that you guys need. Oh, that you need, baby. Adios. 40.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ boy.